Hi, this is episode 6 of my trip to Ghana. And on days 16 and 17, I went to Cape Coast. On the way there, we passed by several homes that had thatched roofs. Once we got to Cape Coast, we had to pass through a busy market in order to get to the
Hi, I'm
castles.
at Cape Coast for my tour of the Elmina slave castle.
Now, in 1471, the Portuguese started coming over here. When they were coming, they were trading with our local people, and we call this type of trade the barter system of trade. Normally, this was exchanging goods for goods. The Portuguese here, they were giving our local guys here guns, gunpowder, tobacco, and other materials. And our local people here were then giving them gold, ivories in exchange. One thing was our local people here, they were giving the Portuguese so much gold in exchange for the guns, the gunpowder, and other items. And this gave the Portuguese a mindset that this area here is full of gold. So the Portuguese named this area Damina. Damina. It means the mine. The mine. But our local guys here, they wrongly pronounced Damina to become Elmina, and that has come to stay.
This was our tour guide who gave us a lot of the history of Elmina Castle. I think the most traumatic part for me was going into the women's slave dungeon and hearing the treatment of women.
This is the biggest female dungeon. Over here, 150 women were sleeping on this floor. One five.
Various groups have had 12-hour remembrance events where they come and they stay with only a blanket and in chains to remember these women.
This is the room of no return, and over here is the door of no return.
The Room of New Return is where slaves waited to be loaded onto the ships and taken to the New World. Here is a view of the ocean from that room. The governor's quarters had a trap door in which he would bring up women from the dungeon for his use. Finally, these are views from the top of Elmina, and you can see the ocean as well as the village below. After visiting Elmina, we went to lunch, and of course, I had plantains, my new favorite food. At this restaurant, they have crocodiles, and you can go out and touch them and take pictures with the crocodiles. Of course, I refused to touch a crocodile. Instead, I just took my picture. So the next day, we went to Shy Hills Forest, and the only animals that I really got to see were these ostriches. The rest of the animals really wouldn't come out. They did have monkeys, but again, they weren't out the way they should have been. This was actually the worst day of my entire trip here, and it's largely because the taxi driver who took me to Shy Hills kept proposing marriage and he would not shut up. I used every excuse in the book to get him to leave me alone. I told him that Americans were bad housekeepers, everything. It did not work. And eventually, like the last half hour of the trip, I just shut up. I wouldn't say a word. And he kept talking.
But why?
Because I'm terrible. I'm bad.
Right.
I don't like cooking.
But I like cooking.
Uh-huh.
I can cook rice. I can do the stew, everything.
You can do everything. No.
Sometimes I cook myself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. But Canadian men don't like that.
Oh.
You want a woman to do that for you, and I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'm an American.
No,
American women lazy.
in Ghana here, we have so many women. They didn't go kitchen.
Uh-huh.
The men go kitchen.
The men go in the
Yeah,
kitchen.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, there's so many beautiful women here, and they cook and they take good care of their husbands.
I don't like that. Along somebody like you, maybe sometimes I can come to you in America. Yeah.
But you stay here most of the time.
Yeah. But sometimes I travel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No. I said everything possibly I could to insult him or dissuade him. He asked me to meet his parents. He asked me to have his babies. It was so awful. Women are very beautiful.
So always I'm praying that I want to marry black American or white. Always I'm praying.
Well, you keep praying.
So use the one that God gives me so we can marry you. So use the chance.
You keep praying. I don't think God picked me for you. He didn't tell me. So you keep praying.
The prayers is over. I can't pray again because I met you, so I can't do prayers again.